Welcome to the show. I am coming to you today from very sunny and extremely hot Las Vegas, Nevada. I will tell everybody a little bit later on in the week what I am up to here. Apologies in advance if the show doesn't sound or look exactly the way it normally does. We're doing the best we can with the equipment we have, but I think it will be pretty good. I want to start today by talking about the difference between an economic reality and a political reality. What do I mean by that? If the job situation is good according to economic measures, but voters don't know it or they don't think it's good, then the political reality of the jobs market is still bad, even if the jobs numbers are good. And that's exactly what we have going on right now. You know, there's this phrase, it's the economy stupid. I don't remember if it was Clinton campaign advisor James Carville that came up with that or who it was, but it's the economy stupid. The economy is what matters. The economy ultimately is what determines whether voters say, yeah, give me more of the same if the economy's good, or it's time for a change if the economy's bad. Well, one of the main measures that we have of how the economy is doing is a sort of twofold measure, which is the monthly jobs report, and it gives us two elements of data. One of those is the unemployment rate, the other is the number of jobs created. In March, the numbers were very good, and they were very good again. The numbers have been good for several months now under Joe Biden's presidency. Now, to what degree Joe Biden is responsible for the numbers, it's always a question. We ask that under every president, fair question to ask. But to the extent that people vote based on how the economy is doing, this is happening while Joe Biden is president. 3.6% unemployment rate as of March. That is considered essentially full employment in the United States. 431,000 jobs created in March, a very healthy number of new jobs. So this should be great for Joe Biden's not so good approval rating, right? I mean, great jobs numbers should help Joe Biden. Except there's new polling that shows voters think unemployment is high. Now, some voters may think unemployment is high because there are other measures they are looking at, like inflation, gas prices, and maybe they're confused or assuming that the job market must also be bad. But also there's been a deliberate effort by Republicans to tell people the employment situation is bad, even though it's actually pretty good. So let's, to be very specific, people were polled by Navigator Research. This did not get a lot of attention. This happened last month. And what the Navigator Research poll showed was that 37% of the public thinks that there has been a job loss in the last year. Now, one thing would be there have been massive jobs gains, but some people think there only have been little jobs gains. That would be wrong, but it's at least closer to reality. More than a third, nearly 40% of this country thinks that over the last year, we have lost jobs, okay? Only 28% believe that over the last year, we have gained jobs. It's more particularly partisan. Republicans are extra likely to think that jobs have been lost. Tons of jobs have been gained. Now, we can still talk about wages. We can talk about the quality of jobs. We can say a lot of these jobs don't provide health care. Of course, we can say all of those things. But there have been massive jobs gains over the last year. There has been a significant reduction in the unemployment rate since Joe Biden took office. Remember, when Biden was sworn in, the unemployment rate was 6.4%. It's now 3.6%. It hasn't quite been halved, but pretty damn close. And this is two things. This is partially, people just don't know what's going on. Partially, people might be saying, well, if inflation is so high, then probably the job market is bad. But Republicans have actually been saying the job situation is terrible. We played one clip on yesterday's show. Republican Congresswoman Lisa McClain, we played some clips of her speaking at the Trump rally in Michigan, and she said unemployment is at a 40-year high. Remember this clip?
We went from an economy that was booming to a shambles. What we have now is a shambles. It's a complete mess. Unemployment, 40-year high. Labor shortage. We can't find goods at the store.
So, of course, the truth is that unemployment is extremely low, and it is significantly lower than it was when Donald Trump left office. So at the end of the day, this is about two things. One, does Joe Biden need accomplishments? Yes. I mean, listen, Trump lost in 2020. He barely lost. But part of the reason he lost was he lacked accomplishments. He said he would do a wall and he didn't. He said he would replace Obamacare with something beautiful and he didn't. He said he would beat COVID and he didn't. You know, he didn't have accomplishments. So do you need accomplishments? It helps to have them. You can just claim them, but it helps to actually have accomplishments. But if the voters don't know that the reality is the reality, they're going to vote for someone else. And so I don't know who to blame for this, but the jobs market is good. And many Republicans think jobs have been lost, and nearly 40% of Americans think jobs have been lost. Something has to be done in order for this to lead to anything other than democratic disaster in November of 2022, now just, 6.5 months away. I don't exactly know what the solution is, but these are basic facts, One of our longtime sponsors is Vincero Collective. If you don't know Vincero yet, it's the place to go for quality watches, sunglasses, and more. Serious style, undeniable quality, and total versatility put Vincero really at the top of the game, and their newest watch release is no exception. It's the Argo Automatic. It spotlights everything I love about Vincero. I got the Argo Automatic in frost white. This is a dive watch, which is, of course, a staple in the watch world, but I really think Vincero found a way to make this one stand out. I love the gradient blue accent of the hour markers against the solid white face. I really love all of their watches, and I own a bunch, but the Argo is probably my favorite so far. Vincero sunglasses and jewelry and other accessories are awesome too. An excellent way to elevate any outfit. Vincero Collective is giving my audience 15% off all products and free shipping. Go to vincerocollective.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman. The link is down below.